everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to talk about something that might sound a little counterintuitive. We're going to see why getting back to some super simple digital basics is actually the secret to making all these powerful new AI tools work for you instead of against you. So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt this way? You get your hands on some shiny new AI assistant that promises to change your life, but instead of saving you time, it just feels like another layer of stress, another thing to manage. If you're nodding along, you are definitely not alone. It's a huge problem, but the fix might be a lot simpler than you think. This quote from Amanda Nelson just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the problem. Trying to jump into using these advanced AI agents without having your digital house in order first? Yeah, it's exactly like trying to build a house on quicksand. It's just never going to work. And that brings us to what I like to call the AI organization paradox. It's this really fascinating idea. The more powerful and sophisticated our AI tools get, the more absolutely essential our basic digital organization becomes. It feels backwards, but it's totally true. You know, at the end of the day, AI isn't magic. It can't read your mind, and it for sure can't make sense of a total digital mess. If your files and systems are all over the place, the AI is just going to reflect that chaos right back at you. It's that classic saying, chaos in, chaos out. So how do we start cleaning things up? How do we build that solid foundation? Well, we start with the absolute bedrock, a ridiculously simple but incredibly powerful folder structure that can literally revolutionize the way you work. And here it is. It's called the 3-folder rule. It is so beautifully simple. First up, you've got active projects. This is for anything and everything you are working on right now. Second, reference materials. That's where you keep all your templates, your inspiration, your resources. And finally, archive. Pretty self-explanatory. It's for all your completed work. That's it. Clear, simple, and so effective. Okay, you're thinking, but how does this unlock AI? Well, think about it. All of a sudden, your AI assistant can actually find what it needs. With consistent naming, it starts to understand your content. It doesn't get confused, which means you don't get frustrated. And maybe the coolest part, it can actually learn from all your past work in the archive. This is how you turn that frustrating gadget into a real creative partner. All right, so our digital house is in order. Awesome. Now let's talk about how we actually work inside it. We're going to shift from where you put your stuff to how you get things done by designing a workflow that actually works with your natural energy instead of fighting against it. Just look at the difference between these two approaches. On one side, you've got these rigid, old-school systems that, let's be honest, just lead to burnout. But on the other side, you have an energy-aware flow. It's flexible, it's sustainable, and it adapts to you. It respects the fact that creativity isn't some 9-to-5 assembly line job. And really, this is the whole point. We're not trying to become perfectly productive robots here. We're aiming for a state of creative flow, that amazing zone where our systems are supporting us, letting us do our best, most meaningful work without completely burning out. Now for our next foundational piece. This one's a little more abstract, but stick with me because it's so important. We're going to talk about the invisible rhythm that's behind everything you create. Let's talk about data flow. I just love this definition. Thinking about data flow as breathing is perfect. When it's working smoothly, you don't even notice it's there. But the moment it gets blocked, you can't find a file, an app crashes, your entire creative process just grinds to a halt. Everything feels wrong. And we can break this rhythm down into 3 really simple steps. First, you inhale by providing an input. You type something, you click something, then the computer transforms it. And finally, you exhale and you see the output. A file is saved, an email is sent. Just starting to see this simple pattern helps you create with intention, not just by accident. Okay, here we go. We've organized our files, we've designed a workflow that works for us, we understand our creative rhythm. Now it's time for the big payoff. Let's see how all this prep work lets us finally unleash a truly useful AI assistant. This is such a great way to demystify AI agents. They aren't some strange, unknowable force. They are just really smart versions of those same input, transform, output patterns we just talked about. The difference is they can do a whole bunch of those steps in a row, all by themselves. And this just shows the difference so clearly. Look at the left. That's the old way. So many manual steps, so much clicking and typing. Then look at the right. With a clear system in place, you give one simple command, and the AI agent just does the whole thing. The amount of time and mental energy you save is just massive. It's night and day. So, what's the real benefit here? It's that AI finally becomes an amplifier for your creativity. It takes care of all that boring, routine stuff that drains your energy, and that frees up precious mental space for you to focus on the deep, innovative, important work that only a human can do. And this final quote just wraps it all up in a perfect bow. The goal isn't to automate for the sake of automation. It's about being strategic. It's about automating the routine junk so that you can protect and focus on your most valuable resource, your own creativity. So I'll leave you with this final thought. We're always looking for the next complex tool or fancy app. But what if the real key to unlocking the future of our work isn't out there somewhere? What if your smartest, most helpful assistant is just waiting for you to get organized, just one clean folder away? Thanks for tuning in.